Should you buy an Xbox in 2026? Specifically, the Xbox Series X. It is now 6 years into its life cycle. It came out in 2020, the Series X and the Series S. We're now 6 years into its lifespan, and the new consoles are blooming around anytime in the next 2 years. Should you invest in an Xbox at this time? Well, here are my personal thoughts on why I bought an Xbox this year. So I play predominantly 3 games: Satisfactory, Call of Duty, and Delta Force. Occasionally I will play Apex, Minecraft, Battlefield, or whatever the free-to-play games are, like PUBG and whatnot. My console history started with the Dreamcast. I then had a Wii. Then I had a PS3. And after the PlayStation, I was playing PC games for a very long time. And up until recently, I was always a PC player. I have a nice PC. I actually have an Intel NUC. I had a custom built PC with an i9 10th gen, 32 gigs of RAM, Intel Arc A770 when it was new. It was a custom built PC, custom configured everything. And now I have a NUC, Intel NUC, which has a 12th gen Intel i7 mobile processor with an A770M. Now, some of my experiences might be because of the Intel graphics card, but not all. Most of my issues with PC gaming, as people call it, the PC Master Race, just came with the fact that I don't want to deal with unnecessary stuff. When I come home and I want to play, Xbox lets me get on. I can fire into the game I want, hit play, and I'm in the game within 10-15 seconds. Don't have to touch a keyboard, don't have to touch a mouse, don't have to touch anything. It just works. People will say that, well, PC is better, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. I just want to play. Like, I have one of these guys, again, is a PC. I have one of these too. This one's actually more comparable to an Xbox console than this is, but that's for a different story. I play the same games on this guy as I do on my Xbox that's playing. To get into a game of COD on this will take me... Getting into COD itself takes 2 minutes. That's excluding me logging in and doing everything, all of those shenanigans. I'm probably looking at close to 3 to 5 minutes to get into a COD game. On here, with quick resume, I can show you how fast. So I'm going to hit home. I'm going to go to COD. I'm going to hit play. I rebooted the console, but you see quick resume popped up. And in an ideal situation, I'm in. That's it. You saw how quick that was. Within 10 seconds, I'm into the game. If I want to go home and be like, well, I want to go back to Satisfactory. Quick resume again. Give it a second. I'm in game. I cannot do this on a PC, no matter what hardware you throw at it. I don't care if it's Gen 5 PCIe, Gen 6 PCIe. It just doesn't beat the simplicity of a console. Someone might argue, well, games cost more. Well, to be fair, I'm not sponsored by this, but I'll show you where I got my games from, except for COD. COD, I officially got it. Well, this is an official method, but I'm going to show you like where I buy games. And Sony games, okay, yeah, I get are expensive, but so this is where I buy most of my games. Xbox games too, and I even buy my Game Pass off of here. Now, people are going to argue that, well, you have to pay an extra $6 a month. I got this console for $450 off of Marketplace, brand new, a few months ago. I know the prices are high, but you should still be able to find a secondhand or a brand new close to for $600. I just go here, I just go to Xbox, and I buy the game. So you have your game passes. There's routinely sales here, so you just buy the game. You don't have to buy from Xbox, and if it's an Xbox Play Anywhere, which is ideal for me, like COD, I have it on both. I can play on PC and I can play. The other benefit of this console is if you have one of these. So let me give you an example. Satisfactory here. That I'm gonna show you how quick it is to go back in. It's right there. Don't have to fiddle with anything. Satisfactory here is not an Xbox Play Anywhere title, but with Xbox Live cloud streaming, I can play that game using this wirelessly, and it works pretty well, in my opinion. Something like COD, maybe I wouldn't say runs the best, but you can do it. Another thing, you get into a game on an Xbox, and they do all the work for you. The settings are tweaked. You can play either performance or quality mode. You don't have to fiddle with anything. So here I have balanced, quality, and then you have performance. Let's go to performance mode. Now I'm playing 60 FPS. Simple. It's as simple as that. I have to go and fiddle with settings. Some people just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm beyond that. Like, this thing has some merits. I know the video is not about this, but Microsoft has taken some initiative to tune the games for you, like COD. COD has a profile that it automatically loads into, and it just kind of works. I didn't have to touch anything, but that's not all games. That's specific games that they tune. But again, it doesn't come with the console. Now, upgrading your storage. These consoles come with a terabyte of storage. Let me see how much I'm using, and then we can go from there. So my internal storage is about a terabyte, 802 gigs. I have 577 gigs free, and I have a 2 terabyte expansion drive, which I got for about $200. So 450 plus 250, we're looking at 650. Now, mind you, this is a couple months ago, but on Marketplace, you should be able to get it. Building a PC for that price is really hard right now. Like, graphics cards, plus you don't get a compact solution like this, which you can just plug in. You don't have to fiddle with BIOSes, you don't have to fiddle with the Windows updates. It's just there and it's good to go. That is what I value now, which is why I bought the Xbox. And if you do value that, consoles are still a great option. Now, next gen is coming. And next 2 years, Project Helix and PS6. It's your choice if you want to wait for it or buy it now. I just wanted to buy it now. I just want to play my game. I don't care if it's the prettiest or not. I just want to be able to play the game smoothly, which most of the time they do a decent job, which can't be said for PC, where you have to update drivers and so on. The other reason why I really like this is when you play a game like COD, Delta, or Delta Force, every time you go in the game, they want to recompile shaders. They want to do shaders. There's different graphics vendors. An update comes out, it compiles shaders, and you have to deal with all that stuff. This thing, you can set it so that it's always on. It's just in a deep sleep, and it will keep your games updated. So let's say I'm at work and new update came or whatever. It'll be on. it'll update the game, whatever, overnight, and I'll be good to go when I get back. Game's ready to go. And an example today happened. My friend turned his Xbox on after 3 months. It was just sitting there. He plugged it in, he just connected to Wi-Fi. The game started updating, and within 10 minutes, we were in. That's it. He had 2 cables to plug in, power and HDMI, good to go. That's why you should buy a console if you want that level of experience. If you don't care about any of this, feel free to go get a PC. Feel free to go buy one of these. Heck, if you really want, you can buy a PC and put SteamOS, but then you're limited to single player games, which I am, unfortunately. But 2 games you can see on my screen does not work that great for me. Now, I'm fortunate enough that I have all these handhelds and a console, so most single player games I typically choose to play on my handhelds, and most multiplayer games I prefer to play on console. Now, another case that people typically like to argue, I know I'm ranting, but we're getting in there, is keyboard and mouse support. I have played keyboard and mouse on the Xbox. It works just fine. I actually have this keyboard that I routinely use with it. It is a Keychron K2HE wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse. And they both work in COD just fine. And they work in Delta Force. I haven't tried any other games, but I don't see why it shouldn't work. So that it's like a mini PC, and if you want to do basic browsing, like this thing is always in Windows full screen experience mode. I don't really need Windows on it. Getting to the browser is a little bit clunky. It's not as straight simple, and the controller support on this is marvelous. So this was my quick video on why you should get an Xbox or another console per se, depending on your choice and your games. But I typically prefer Xbox because the games are a little bit cheaper, and I mainly bought the console for multiplayer games, not single player games. I typically, as I said, do single player on my handhelds or my NUC when I do, and it typically is on from Steam. So thank you for listening to my short video on why you should get an Xbox or a console if Sony is your choice. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.